Shalom, shalom. I'm your brother Kyle Yao from GMS Camp out here in Phoenix, Arizona. First and foremost, I want to give his all praise, glory, and honor. It's Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rahakodash. Of course, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that have taught us this truth and rule well. Also want to say shalom to the 144,000. Also want to say shalom to the speckled bird out there, even though you may look like the heathen, but are not the heathen. Also want to say shalom to the Aqua and to the Akim. You may be wondering why I have this on my screen. You know, this is a movie that was made in 2009 called Knowing with Nicolas Cage. Now, if anyone have seen this movie, this is the end of it. And the reason why I got to this is because going into 2 Peter 3 and 7, what is about to happen to Babylon when you go into Revelations 18, I believe that's verse 10, in that 1 hour, that Babylon will completely be decimated, destroyed, bombed out, and depleted. That sweeping wind. You know, I don't know how to, click on it where I can save the video and actually just leave it up where you can just see, the whole thing. So with that being said, you can see what's about to happen when we talk about the sweeping wind. Let me just hit one and see what it does. Now, y'all see that destruction, right? This is what's about to happen to Babylon, aka America. And we've been warning the house of Israel that this is what Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is going to bring. This is that destruction. This is going to happen. It is inevitable. Now, yes, the movie Knowing, it is what it is. You could, chew the meat, spit out the bones. It goes into basically Nicolas Cage seeing the end, and then his son, and of course, they got to whitewash it to say his little boy and his, I guess, friend of the neighbor's kid, little girl, and two rabbits and all that. But anyway, if you ain't seen the movie, you can watch it. But once again, having that understanding that this is scriptural. And see, another thing is Esau puts these things in his movie because he knows these things are going to happen. Deep down inside people, they know that America's going to be destroyed. And even those that are prideful, they think America's just going to keep going, going, and going, and they're going to just rule forever and ever and ever. They know that, truthfully, their end is coming. That's why they're going so hard. That's why it says in Revelation 12 verse 12, the devil has short time. So he thinks that, also too, that his chipping people is going to save people. His RFID microchip is going to save him. Have people up under his rulership. Which even with that, those that take that mark of the beast, they're going to be destroyed in this too. When this comes, the only ones that are getting out are the elect. Like the elders always say, the only way out is up. The only way out is up. And the only ones that are going up into the chariots are who? The elect. No others. There ain't going to be no heathens in the chariots or none of that. They're going to be Israelites. And see, also, too, you have to have that understanding, too. There's not going to be any humans. So-called, no humans in the chariots. You're going to change. Our bodies can't be in chariots. Our physical bodies that we are in, these dirt sacks, these chains of darkness, we cannot go in the chariot like this. So we'll be changed. So there ain't going to be nobody standing there, oh, well, this person is a white person, this person is an Asian person, We're all going to be changed. And the scriptures talk about, those that's going to stand on the sea of glass, looking down, seeing all this, and Lord willing, I hope I'm one. I'm one of the hopeful elect. Hopefully I'm one that's will be able to live through it and be able, as I like to say, tell the tale in the kingdom, to be able to look down and see the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, everything that we've been preaching about come full circle. And see, we understand this is 100% truth that we give you. Everything in the Bible that we have given you through the brothers of GMS and like-minded, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, has given you the 100% truth, exactly what's about to happen. Now, of course, we're not telling you, oh, well, tomorrow this is going to happen. Oh, they're going to shoot nukes. No. We just know that these things are going to happen, and we're paying attention to the times that Yahweh Shai even said, hey, pay attention to the things that are going on around you. You'll know that I'm coming. You'll know that it's time that I'm on my way, basically. When all these things are taking place, I think that's in Matthew, when he's sitting there and he's telling the disciples. Then when he comes again, the things that will be happening, wars, rumors of wars. In the book of Matthew, all the things that will be taking place, and also going into this the sweeping wind, this destruction. Let's let that play. And I know there's no sound to it or nothing like that, but nevertheless, this is what's coming. Do y'all see this? So then you start to understand World War III. This is what nukes do. Now you got to remember the scripture. I think that's in Revelations at 9:16, where it talks about bear with me, let me think, where it talks about 200,000 basically goes into them nukes. Isaiah 51, or Isaiah was at 50 and 14, spare no arrows. You know what? Bear with me, Israel. Bear with me. Let me see. So I'm gonna get the scriptures real quick. Just bear with me, Israel. This is Jeremiah. I know y'all can't see it, but I'll go into some scriptures on my phone too. So I'm gonna read just a few out of the Bible, even though I know y'all can't see it, but you can hear it. And you can also look it up yourself. Jeremiah 50 and 14, and it says, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about." And what this is going into is them heathen countries. Put yourselves in array round about Babylon, aka America. Other words, get in position. Now you start to understand the reason why you understand. If you understand that Donald Trump wants Greenland, you got to remember that ocean canal that goes through there to say. And then they think that, or most likely they probably are, Russia and all them coming through that ocean, coming through there to come against Babylon. I think a while back, if I'm correct, I don't know if it was Florida or Cuba, they were right off the coast. So that lets you know how close, the heathen are. They got, in them submarines and whatnot that Babylon can't detect. So this is what, let's go back to it. This is Jeremiah 50 and 14. "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord." At the end of the day, what? Those nukes. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see. Bear with me. What's the other scripture I was saying? I want to say, is that Revelation 9? Yep, that's it. This is Revelation, right? Revelation chapter 9. And we're going to get verse. Bear with me. Let me see. Stand by. Matter of fact, you know what? We'll start in verse 15, right? This is Revelation 9 and verse 15. "And the four angels were loosened, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them," going into what? Them nukes. 200,000. That's all these heathen countries that have nukes. They're going to shoot them over here. And this picture that you're seeing going, this is going to be the outcome when they hit. So you start to understand Revelation. Let me go get that since we're in Revelation. This is Revelation 18. Okay, yeah, this is Revelation 18 and verse 10. "Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying at last," say now, those that are standing afar off, these are these other countries that's seeing what's happening to this place. Now you have to always remember that Yahweh Bashmi Shai is going to destroy Babylon, aka America. He's not going to destroy the whole earth. And I'm quite sure those that are on the ground is going to feel like the earth is splitting apart. And then they got to face this, that total destruction. This is 2/3 of Israel that's going to face this. This is heathens that are here in Babylon that's going to face this. These are what's going to face this? These Edomites, these lower life Edomites that are going to face this, because see, the high elites, they're not going to be here when this happens. They're going to go into their bunkers. They're going to get up out of here. That's one thing y'all got to understand too. The scriptures go into and they said, hide us from him that sits upon the throne. Let the rocks fall up over us and whatnot. That's them going into them bunkers in Switzerland and all these different countries. Which also proves that, the earth abided forever. America, Babylon, aka America, shall be completely bombed out and depleted. That's what's about to happen. So, when this goes into this, let me get it again. Revelations 18:10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. In 1 hour, all 50 states, lakes, rivers, cities, towns, all that completely destroyed. Wiped out. See, we constantly tell you this is what's going to happen. And even though many of you don't listen and whatnot, you carry on in your bullshit to say. And I'm really talking to our people. Because when we go to Ezekiel, and many scriptures tell us, warn our people. Even though we know they're not going to listen, we still warned you. We are not trying to face this. This is the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jehovah, Yah, Yeshua, Yeshua, Yehoshua, all the names that are not his name. This is his indignation. This is Malachi 1:4. Matter of fact, bear with me. Let me get that too. Water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Scriptures I wasn't even going to go into. Bear with me, Israel. Just bear with me. Let me see. Salakia, I should have had it, but just bear with me. I gotta get it. I'll get it. Just bear with me. It takes me a little time sometime. This is Micah. Let me get Malachi. Let me see where that Malachi. Okay. The scriptures tell you everything. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you get understanding. And he has to be working with you. He ain't working with you, then you ain't gonna understand none of this. And that's why many people might be saying, well, shoot, how is it that these religions and these churches have the Bible too, and they can't break these things down? Because Yahweh Shai ain't with them. He ain't with them. They just look for the good. They just look for the scriptures, like in Psalms and all different scriptures that talk about what the good things that Yahweh Shai gonna do for his people, and they try to translate that to everybody. But they don't go into prophecy. They don't understand prophecy. They can't. Some may say certain things, but then when it comes to destroying Babylon, aka America, it's on a whole different note, which is crazy too at the same time, because you got them small hats over there, them tiny tops, saying that this is Edom, Esau. And the thing about that is they are Esau too. But they tell you, hey, Esau, which is Rome, which is America, will be destroyed. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Listen to this. Let me see. Rebuild the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. And this is the throwdown area. What you see right here, this is the throwdown. Even though we see Issachar, so-called Hispanics, and people building and building and building, because Esau got, my brothers out here just building like ain't nobody, like there ain't no tomorrow. Just building and building and building apartments and all kind of stuff. But this is the end. This is what's gonna happen. Let's get this again. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom, the Edomites, the Idumeans, they call themselves Caucasian. They call themselves white folks. I'm not about to go into skin color because it doesn't matter their outside appearance. As we said time and time again, they are chocolate covered Edomites. A lot of them. Tares. We're not talking about outside appearance. Right? So let's get this again. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, right? Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. Showing what? That Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai is going to throw down, and this is what you're seeing. This is that throwing down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. That indignation forever. This is that destruction once again, right? So now let's go into some scriptures that you can see, and bear with me. And so like, all the Akim are putting things up on the chat and whatnot that y'all probably see popping up, videos, important information that I'll get to look at once this is done. 2 Peter, right? That's where I want to go. Let me see. What was I thinking? Oh, this is 2 Peter chapter 3. This is 2 Peter 3:7. What does it say? But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire, against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Matter of fact, now look over to the right in the NLT, because NLT be hitting hard. The NLT, the GNT. And by the same word, the present heavens and earth, the present heavens and earth have been stored up for fire. They are being kept for the day of judgment, when ungodly people will be destroyed. Now do you get it? This is the end that we're fastly approaching. And call Allah Yahweh Shemiah Shah. All praise, glory, and honor Yahweh Shemiah Shah for this. Because that lets us know when this happens, we're going home. And then once again, I wanted to hope for elect. Matter of fact, since we're in 2 Peter, let's jump down. Let me see. A new heaven and earth. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Now, do you see? We constantly warn what is coming, what is about to take place. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting until the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Now, to melt with fervent heat, to turn everything to look like lava, like a lake of fire, in the scriptures talk about, like lava just everywhere, a lake of fire. Everything melts. It's not gonna be like the movies when they show most of these movies, these end time movies. They show America Babylon. You still got half the Statue of Liberty hanging out the water, and buildings burnt up and knocked over, but they're still standing. No, it's gonna be none of this stuff. It ain't gonna be nothing but smoke, ash, and dirt when it's all said and done. Dust, rocks. You know, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And that's what we are looking for. The hopeful elect out of the 12 tribes of Israel. Because we understand this is not our rest. Why do you think? Yes, we go to work. Yes, we do what we got to do. But we ain't sitting here trying to become multi-millionaires and all this other stuff in a place that's about to burn. I'm not saying that we don't go to work and we don't, that we don't get our daily bread that Yahweh Shema shall give us until this time comes. But we ain't here trying to get rich in a place that's about to burn. We ain't telling, brothers, hey, go get some land and build up a big old house and have you a few chickens and all that. Now, brothers have that, cool. Nothing's wrong with having it. But we ain't telling nobody go out there and go spend all your money and get all these things. This stuff is not going to save you. These things are going to be destroyed. You got a lot of different camps out there. Israelite camps are, let's go buy 40 acres and we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to build communities and, we're going to do it. Really? Y'all don't see what's coming? But anyway, right? Matter of fact, let's get to another scripture, right? Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah, what do I want? 51. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1 through 4. And let's see what it says. Babylon judged for sins against Israel. So now you know why. Another reason why Babylon, aka America, is being destroyed. For they have touched the apple of his eye. So this is that Yahweh Shai coming to destroy those that have put their hands upon the children of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me, a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about, right? Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. And against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. Matter of fact, we look over to the right, they will fall dead in the land of the Babylonians, slashed to death in her streets, destroyed. You may be, getting confused, Chaldeans and those words. It goes right back, this is what, the ancient Chaldeans and all of that. These are doing the same thing. The Chaldeans doing the same thing that the Edomites did. They get into false, they went into idolatry and all. They went into all kind of shit. And Esau, Edom fall right behind us. We call them the next Chaldeans to say. These Edomites, these Idumeans, Babylonians, that fire gonna be hot, Jack. Matter of fact, let's get one more scripture, right? Look, these scriptures are telling you, man, what's about to happen. Zechariah 14. And we love bringing this scripture out too. And then we talk about Terminator when we was going to Sarah O'Connor, because that's a good visual of what's about to happen. 14 and 12. Matter of fact, Zechariah 14:12 in the NLT. Just look over to the right. And the Lord will send a plague on all the nations that fought against Jerusalem. Now, always remember, Jerusalem is a people before a place. Because most people look at Jerusalem like, oh my goodness, he's against us because of Israel. Because what's going on in Israel? No, no, no. And them people over there in Israel are not Israelites. That's Amalek now. And that's going to get bombed out and depleted too. And the Lord will send a plague on all the nations that fought against Jerusalem. Their people will become like walking corpse, their flesh rotting away. Their eyes will rot in their sockets, and their tongues will rot in their mouths. What does this? Nukes. Plagues. Nukes will do this to a person. See? Matter of fact, let's get another scripture, right? Get a few scriptures before I have to head to the plantation. And pretty soon, that's going to be something of the past. You go into these jobs because, all the stuff that Donald DT's doing, Donald Trump is doing, all these draconian laws he's putting down with ICE out here. Yeah, things are turning up, man. Things are turning the F up. Call law, y'all, Bashim Al-Shai, that it is. It lets us know closer and closer we're getting to go home. Remember, this is not our rest. We just passing through. We just doing we just prisoners. We just doing our time till Yahushua lets us out of jail to say. Matter of fact, we're in the land of our captivity till this day. Isaiah 33 is where I want to go. Isaiah 33. Let me see. I think it's 10 through 12. This is Isaiah 33, 10 through 12. Now will I rise, saith the Lord. Now will I be exalted. Now will I lift up myself. Ye shall conceive chaff. Ye shall bring forth stubble. Your breath as fire shall devour you. And the people shall be as the burning of lime, as thorns cut up. Shall they be burnt in the fire, completely gone. Like thorns cut up shall be burned in the fire. Now, when you go back to that video, that sweeping wind, you start to understand what is about to take place. You start to understand World War III, then the chariots and all the things that's coming. Then Yahushua gonna come, and he gonna get the zapping and killing. Then you don't forget about Leviathan. Oh, Leviathan even gonna get up and start blasting and destroying. We have a lot to look forward to. This is gonna be a hell of a movie. This ending is gonna be an ending that we're gonna talk about in the kingdom. All the things that happened. And Lord willing, I hope that Yahweh Shema Shah, I live through it to see it and be able to tell the tale. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let's get one more. This is we're in Isaiah, right? And then we'll close out. What is that? Isaiah 66. This is Isaiah 66, right? And I scroll down to verse. We're going to get 15 and 16, then we'll close out. Here it is right here. This is Isaiah 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire. Not with hugs, not with kisses. Not coming out floating down as a white man with a rainbow wrapped around him. And oh, my children, come to me, I forgive you. Ain't gonna be none of that. Y'all don't see no scripture that say that. When Yahweh Shai returns, it's death coming. He bringing death, destruction. And he's also bringing the elect out of these things. Salvation for the elect out of the 12 tribes of Israel, which are the elect. That's why we say we are the hopeful elect. Every brother is hoping like heaven that we are the elect. We're going to keep doing this work. We're going to keep doing this work. Keep going. As long as Yahweh Shai has a breath in these bodies and a tongue that can flap, by all means, we're going to do the work to the best of our ability. Right? So Isaiah 66:15 from the top. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger. It didn't say nothing about love and it ain't talking about no love and happiness. No, anger with fury. Slocking. And his rebukes with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. Now, if you look over to the right, Isaiah 66:16 to the right in the NLT. The Lord will punish the world by fire. Remember the first time he did, what did he do? It was by water. This time, the cleaning agent. First time was a rinse. This time, I got to burn this. We got to restart. Burning everybody down here except the elect. The Lord and, the heathens and all that, they'll be over there. But they're going to get their head bashed in when the elect come down. That's another video for another time, but right. Isaiah 66. The Lord will punish the world by fire. And by his sword he will judge the earth, and many will be killed by him. There you go. Now you start to understand this. This is what's coming. Well, I will say this. I hope you was edified. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rahak, Quadash. Till the next time. Shalom.